The WEF, they are meeting. They're having with Davos. They're in Davos right now, having their world order domination on how to take out the population, trying to act like they're doing this for the greatness of mankind. With the wars happening across the planet and what's happening in Israel right now, I've said this multiple times. I believe that the Antichrist is coming on the scene, or at least the Antichrist is alive and well. Now, who the Antichrist is, I don't know. I never claim to say that I do know. I have my suspicions, this person, that person, whoever it may be. But the spirit of the Antichrist is alive and well in these evil people. And I think we would all agree on that, right? And a lot of people say, well, we want to see the Antichrist. We're seeing the spirit of the Antichrist right now. Does anyone disagree with that? The spirit of the Antichrist, which is of Satan, we are seeing that spirit full on right now. Let me share this with you, some of the stuff from the World Economic Forum where they're having the discussions. And it's pretty demonic, but they try to come across like they're being so loving and caring, like they have the solutions. Typical liberals. Listen to this. Listen to this.
What do you see as the actual risk?
I think actually going back to this point about in democracies, populations stopping to trust our governments, which is the biggest problem we see, particularly in Europe at this moment. You've seen recent elections in the Netherlands, you've seen that in France, and societies are polarizing because our leaders are not addressing the needs of the people.
You see this? He said the leaders are not addressing the needs of the people, right? But right before that, he was talking about that the people are losing confidence in their governments because the governments have become tyrannical. They don't care about the people. That's the reason why. But they leave that key point out.
We have an increasing detachment of the political elite from the working class and the people that actually go to work every day. And that I see as the number one risk for our societies. And remember, this year, a lot of people are going to vote. So we need to make sure they, vote for the right things and are not just venting anger.
So can you tell me what is voting for the right thing? You see this? We need to make sure that they vote for the right things instead of just venting anger. You see how they talk one way, like they're talking for the people, and then they flip it around and talk about, well, we need to make sure they vote the right way and not just in anger. When you have a tyrannical government, for example, like here in the United States of America, tyrannical government, people are angry. That's the very reason why President Trump won overwhelmingly in Iowa. Overwhelmingly, because people are angry, people are fed up for what they are doing. Now, listen to this one. Here's another one. Listen, watch this.
Welcome back to Squawk Box right here at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Earlier today, I spoke to Palantir co-founder and CEO Alex Karp in a wide-ranging interview. Here's a moment we want to show you from that interview.
We had a movement I think is fading away, largely understood as wokeism.
Did you hear what he just said, Shannon? You hear what he just said? Yeah. Listen again, everybody, for everyone that missed it. Listen what he said. These are these people that with the WEF, the same people that came up with Build Back Better for Joe Biden. He's literally saying their whole deal is wokeism. Listen carefully. Listen carefully.
We had a movement I think is fading away, largely understood as wokeism, where people said, quite frankly, in public, lots of things that no one believed they believed in private. Now with Israel, most people in positions of authority realize that what happened on October 7th was one of the worst terror attacks the West has ever seen, arguably the worst act of terrorism and sexual barbarism the world has seen in 100 years. And it is incumbent on us to actually not only speak loudly in private, but occasionally show what we mean in public. People want to talk about rebuilding trust. The elite, no one trusts the elite. Yes, but how could you trust the elite if everything you're saying is a half-truth at best?
Let me ask you about what's happening here in Davos, because one of the conversations that we have not seen in large part is one about what's really happening on the ground in Israel, a conversation about anti-Semitism, the same conversation that's happening in institutions all over the world, but it doesn't seem to be here yet. I know the second gentleman is going to be here from the White House tomorrow, and there's going to be some conversation about this, but it seems so very limited.
Yeah, You know what? That's a really good question. My producer's asking, why is Kamala's husband going there and not her?
No, we didn't hire him.
He's just, I mean, really, but you know what? These are all elitists.
There. You know why? Because she's such
Yes.
an idiot, and none of them respect her.
None of them respect her.
Worldwide forum, so they're like, we can't say.
And like, what is he going to do? Is he going to, he's going there and he's going to make policies. He's going to go there and make policies that's going to affect the rest of the world.
Saying we don't want Kamala to embarrass us, so send her husband.
Yeah, basically that's what it comes down to.
But the other thing, they are woke, and it's hurting not only America but the rest of the world.
You know what? There's actually another video with Stinking Blinken on a panel talking about at the WEF, and Blinken is there, and Blinken was asked a question about Israel and its two-state solution. See, I've said this so many times. This conflict that is happening in Israel right now, and I could be wrong. You don't have to send me any messages saying, well, you're wrong. What I'm seeing is that this was happening in Israel is going to lead, as possibly could lead up to that two-state solution where the Antichrist come into play. And when the Antichrist comes into play, think about that. And see, a lot of people still under this assumption that we're not going to be here to see that take place. We are God's warriors. We are God's warriors.
Okay, so Will muted me.
I didn't mute you.
Ron said, "Will stop muting Shannon." I started busting out laughing. It's actually our switchboard operator. He forgot to mute me.
I didn't do it.
But what I was saying...
Wait. I know why. Look, come back to me real quick, and then you go back to her. You know why she said I muted her? Because I'm black.
Yep.
And you ain't black.
It was a racist.
The black guy did it to her.
Yeah, I'm so racist. Yeah.
Okay,
I
what were you
called
gonna
the
say?
black guy. Just get
Yeah.
the switchboard operators too. So it's both of you. They're both against the white women people. No, just kidding. Just kidding. But what I was gonna say is how embarrassing is it? Kamala is such an embarrassment that even our government decided not to send her to WEF, but her husband who has no power. We didn't vote him into office or anything, and they're sending him to represent America. This is because they know that nobody there respects her, not in the United States and
nowhere
not
around the world.
Worldwide.
So I see people putting comments in here. Look, men, if you want to know how to mute a woman, holla at me.
What?
Hey, I got the goods. If you want to know how to mute them, holla at me.
Will's not getting paid this week, just so everybody knows.
I didn't know I had so much power, but now I got the power.
Will still heard me, so it doesn't work.
If you want to know how to mute a woman, holla at me. Holla at me. I'm telling you, I just showed y'all it worked. I just showed you it worked. Okay. Let me stop before I get in trouble. Okay, let me play the rest of this video for you. Okay, let me go back to. Okay.
I am living. Davos has an important function. I live on a different planet. The most important issue of our time is war and peace, and the absolute most important metaphor for that is, what do you think about what happened in Israel? And by the way, anti-Semitism as a kind of prejudice has always been the canary in the coal mine for your society isn't working, your university isn't working, you're not providing real growth to your population, and because you're not explaining why it doesn't work, you just go blame the Jews. And so, like, any enterprise that's about making the world a better place that doesn't deal with these issues is basically saying, I'm not really engaging in the problem.
Now, okay, you can get off the screen there. So one of the things is, look, this conflict that's happening in Israel is biblical. It really is, because now there's other nations getting involved in this conflict. Yemen, Turkey attacking Syria. And then I think it was a report last night or yesterday where Iran was attacking northern parts. They were attacking northern parts of, where was it? Was
Syria.
it northern parts of Syria?
Yeah.
They were attacking? So Iran, or was it?
No, it was It was Syria was attacking
No,
Turkey.
Turkey was attacking Syria.
No.
Or was it the other way around?
They were attacking Turkey. No, you're right.
Yeah, I'm right. I know. Turkey was attacking Syria.
Because they said
but then there was another report that came out where Iran was attacking parts of northern Iran where the U.S. military posts are.
To be honest.
So the conflict is heating up.
And you know what? You know who's actually stirring the pot all over there? You know who it is? It's Iran. And so just yesterday or today, Biden finally put the Houthis back on the terrorist watch list, right? But it's too late. They've already been empowered. They already got everything they need in order to attack us, but they have Iran. Where are the sanctions put back on Iran? That's what we need. We need sanctions back on Iran, the ones that he lifted that Trump put on them.
But look how long it took them to put the Houthis back on the terrorist list.
Yeah.
After they've done all this damage, and now all of a sudden they want to put them back on there.
Do you think it's going to stop
Iran should be sanctioned.
Yeah.
Iran should be put on that list as well. And Iran should be shut down. But the Biden regime that's been funding this war against Israel via Iran, they're not going to do it. They're not going to stop it. Let me share something else with you.
Can I show you this real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
This actually has to do with this because it says breaking Navy SEALs missing since last week after Biden orders.
Can you make it a little bit bigger for me?
Let me see if this one will go bigger.
Yep, that's good.
It still stays narrow.
Go back down one.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Okay, and it says last Thursday, a group of Navy SEALs, one of America's most elite groups of soldiers, carried out a nighttime mission, right? During the operation, however, 2 of the SEALs went missing. According to the Central Command, it said one had fallen into the rough sea water because it was pretty rough. Another one fell in trying to get them, and they are now both missing. But here's the point I want us to pay attention to. It says, I don't think that people can grasp how big of a deal this is, wrote the town hall writer John Hanson. Biden used the SEALs, meaning it was a surgical op planned ahead of time and meant to avoid public attention. His refusal to openly oppose Iran might have just killed 2 SEAL officers. So because he doesn't want to publicly call out Iran and tell them that what they're doing is wrong and do a daylight mission, he's being behind the curtain sending in SEALs who now 2 of them have lost their lives. They still haven't found them.
And guess what happens? Guess what happens when they bring these Navy SEALs home, if they ever find them, or even if they don't find them? I think, to my understanding, and you can correct me in the comments, for those of you that served in the military, you know better than I do, that when they bring the box home, right? Even if the box is empty, do they still do that even if the box is empty? You can let me know in the comments. But my point is when they bring these U.S. Marines home, Navy SEALs, when they bring these Navy SEALs home and they have the box there in the tarmac, what do you think Joe Biden's going to do? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna demonstrate exactly what Joe Biden would do. He'll do this. Like, how much time do I need to be here? How much longer are we going to be here? My nap time is coming up. I have my timer. I'm looking at my timer. My nap time is getting ready to come up. How much longer do I need to be here for this? That's exactly what Joe Biden would do. Joe Biden has been sending U.S. military personnel to die, and they're trying to create a war scenario, World War III, so that way they can kill more U.S. military personnel. We don't have to worry about China doing it. We don't have to worry about Russia doing it, or even Iran. Don't have to worry about them doing it at all. Joe Biden is willing to put U.S. military personnel in harm's way to kill them. Why do you think it's been over 100 times that the Houthis been attacking U.S. military personnel, harming them, and they haven't done anything about it? Right? I'm like, okay, we'll destroy this warehouse, destroy that warehouse. And then here just recently in Yemen, they started destroying places in the capital of Yemen. But again, it was just, for show. Like, let's just do something to make it look like that we are actually not, cowards, that we are the Biden regime. Let's just have them do something. But they constantly put U.S. military personnel in harm's way. It's the exact same thing that they're doing here in the United States of America. The exact same thing.
You like the content Will Johnson is producing? To stay informed and up to date with the current events, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos like this one. Also, to find Will Johnson, visit www.uaf.media.